Mother Nature threw her wrench into the plans yesterday, but 90 minutes must be had at Riverfront Stadium. Sydney Nasello was a menace last weekend and looks to stack dangerous performances one weekend into another. But she's going to be going up against a dangerous player in her own right. Allie Thornton has been dangerous all season long, and her side wants to take a step closer to locking up a playoff spot. It's getting tense here in the final month of regular season action. The inaugural season of the Tampa Bay Sun is presented by Tampa General Hospital. Together, TGH and USF Health form the region's only academic health system, integrating clinical care, teaching, and research to deliver the best possible outcomes, including cutting-edge technologies, therapies, and treatments. Welcome one and all to this broadcast between the Tampa Bay Sun and Dallas Trinity. We're here on Peacock. My name is Mark Schoenster. I'm joined by Christine Hubert. Well, going into the weekend, Tampa Bay were in the third place spot, feeling good about making the playoffs. They've been hot by two teams after yesterday's affairs, so they really need some points here. Meanwhile, Dallas Trinity trying to get a step closer to finding that X next to their name, much like the Carolina Ascent above them. Meanwhile, pivoting back to the Tampa Bay side of things, much need a result, and they're happy that they get the chance to do that here at home.
They love playing at home. They love playing here. Riverfront Stadium is in the heart of Tampa. It's easily accessible. You can take a water taxi there, and they love performing and love scoring goals at home.
They have been pretty tough to beat here. Denise Schulte-Brown pretty happy to get the opportunity to get back at this stadium, especially for such a big game. And when you have a big game, big players need to step up.
Really does here. Tosh Flint, 9 goals this season. They ask her to play and defend in the 10, but she actually plays the 9, so they're asking her to do a lot, and she has delivered.
Tosh Flint looking to be that impact player. Meanwhile, on the Dallas Trinity side of things, this is the first of 3 road games, Christine, where it's been a little bit up and down for them recently.
It's hot, it's cold, it's up, it's down, it's all over the place. The question is, do yesterday's travel issues play a part in what's going to happen in today's game?
Well, they need to look for an extra spark to get it going. They may find a new burgeoning offensive weapon, Tamara, scoring her first goal this season last weekend.
She creates a lot of chaos on that right flank. Finally able to score last week. Did she get a taste of scoring? And is this going to open up the floodgates for her to score more?
Gives a different look for this Dallas Trinity offense. But this playoff race is red hot, and it's heating up even more. Both teams need 3 points to take that critical next step forward. Who will take it? Will it be the Tampa Bay Sun or the Dallas Trinity? Find out up next on Peacock. We'll see you after this break.
Once again, Tampa General is named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay and one of the nation's best. This year, in cancer care, diabetes and endocrinology, ear, nose, and throat, gastroenterology and GI surgery, heart and vascular care, obstetrics and gynecology, orthopedic surgery, and urology. Tampa General. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it.
Glenn couldn't have done it without me, and I couldn't have done it without him. He had his strengths, and I had my strengths, and that's how we succeeded.
There's a lot of care and time that goes into it, and a lot of work.
We were people lovers, and people seemed to like us too, so I think that was all part of our success.
It's definitely a work culture that we inherited that GB and Evelyn put into place, and it's our job just to make it better and keep it going and make it more successful.
I'll show you something so good that you ain't never seen before. I'll show you something you've never seen before.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
We welcome you back here to Riverfront Stadium. It's the Tampa Bay Sun and the Dallas Trinity presented by Tampa General Hospital. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you on Peacock for this super important Week 31 clash. The fourth of 4 matchups this season between these two sides. Here's the home side's 11 first.
Tampa Bay starting off in a 3-5-2. A few changes from last game. We see Keen up top there in for Flo. And we've got Moore, who's back from injury. Look for her to combo a lot with Jordan Listro over there in the middle. And this is the big change. Snyder in goal. Second appearance. Orcus is on the bench.
As we pivot over to the other side of things, the visiting Dallas Trinity. Obviously, a little bit more difficult for them to get into Tampa than usual, but this is what they're trotting out with for this one.
Yeah, they're going to start in the 3-4-3 right now. Lancaster is going to be up front on the right. She's in for Bryant. She brings that burst of energy and that speed up top, and Davidson is going to be in for Dorsey over there at right back.
Madison White, far from her second appearance this season, 9 clean sheets, as they'll look for number 10 here on the road, Pauline McDonald. This is the first of 3 road games in a row into their final game of the regular season back at home against Carolina. They need to string some results together here away from their fortress in order to secure potentially a home game at the fortress.
This game is so important today for the standings and getting to be in the top 4 to make that playoff line.
Alex Beeler didn't like what he saw there to get things going. He's our head official. It'll be Tampa going left to right in the blue. Dallas Trinity in the right. In the white going right to left. And now we can get things going here from Riverfront Stadium. 23 hours later than anticipated. But no sooner than what was necessary. Welcome you in here on the cap of the weekend. Boy, were things interesting yesterday, the playoff race. It's feisty.
It's heating up. A lot happened yesterday. And Tampa just going from 3rd to 5th, just like that.
Goes to show you just how much drama we have for us in this final month of May. Going into what will be the postseason in June.
And all season we've talked about the parity of the league from top to bottom. Everyone's beating each other. And it just comes down to show you now. It's going to be those final weeks that's going to determine who's in playoffs and who's going home.
Every game's so important, especially when you're up against another team that's in one of those playoff hopeful spots. A 6-point swing on the line. Here's our first look at Tosh Flint, who highlighted in the open. 9 goals this season, which is up there in the ranks as far as the Golden Boot race is concerned. And although a couple names ahead of her, a goal explosion here in this final month could catapult you up there and potentially earn yourself that reward. Volleyed effort, can't make it through the wall of bodies. Dallas Trinity has not been defeated yet in this series. It's been 3 hotly contested affairs building up into this one between these two sides. Now moving down the pitch is Nacello. Boy, was she of a high quality last weekend against Spokane. The feed there, not on the same page with Flint.
Just not enough numbers going forward there for Tampa Bay. Causes them with a turnover.
So an opportunity going to the wayside and a breakaway chance not utilized. Madison White, 23 years old, will distribute down the pitch. Bugu back in the lineup in this game. Connects with Amber Brooks, and her slicing ball down the pitch finds Tamara. Tamara tried to lace it in from the corner. Abiadoun. The service cleared upward, not fully out though. Now it's been dealt with by Tampa. Bay Sun looking to bounce back after a 3-2 loss on the road against Spokane, a game in which they dominated by most metrics. I mean, they outshot their opponents 25-4. Ultimately, not able to find any points. Regardless of that fact, they've been such high quality performance-wise here in this final stretch of the season. And talking to Denise Schulte-Brown, she gave a lot of credit to Spokane. They caught them twice and were able to punish them. Weiner, quality finisher. But the fact of the matter is that they were pretty satisfied with how they performed, but it is frustrating to go all the way out there to Spokane and not get any points on that road trip.
And talking with her, just one of the things with Tampa Bay, they're there, they're knocking on the door, they're getting the chances, but they're just not finishing them.
Yeah.
So they're leaving games with 1 point instead of 3 points, and that's what puts them in 5th place right now.
They're going to need that clinicality to knock out Pauline McDonald's side because they have been so good this season. And although at this point, a little bit further ahead of the pack when it comes to locking up a playoff spot, but look, with these last few games, a lot can change, and so they also are hungry for some points here on the road against a quality side. I mean, this could potentially be a playoff preview as well, on top of it just being important to the playoff race, so you also want to get a good idea of what the other team's about.
Just everyone's so close right now in the league, fighting for those final 4 spots. In less than 24 hours, we saw Tampa Bay sitting in 3rd. Now all of a sudden Brooklyn wins. Everything that could have went wrong for Tampa did with yesterday's results, right? Brooklyn getting that win, jumping them. Spokane getting that win, jumping them. And now Tampa Bay is sitting at 5th, but only 1 point out.
Yeah, you don't even really have to think about what's happening in the other games if you're, well, playing in your game, but now you go into this one saddled with that understanding that, oh man, the teams that are trying to catch up to us, well, they have.
And don't forget, right, Spokane was almost very similar. They were getting scoring opportunities, they were just dominating the offensive third, but couldn't finish. Now this last month, Spokane's been scoring, they've been getting 3 points instead of 1 point, and they have just propelled up to 3rd place.
Right, well, the best Lexington 2-0 yesterday. It was Lexington, the last team that Dallas Trinity played against. It's back at home, a 3-1 victory. A game in which Pauline McDonald said that in the first 40 minutes, they possessed the ball really well. And although they were up 1-0, they were lacking that final pass that could have made it a lot more comfortable because it ended up being leveled 1-1, a goal that was conceded that she described as unacceptable from her side. Anna Keene trying to test from distance there, but nothing too difficult for Madison White. They just didn't start well in that second half, and Lexington took advantage, but then an immediate response. Of all the things she talked about in that game, Pauline McDonald, that immediate answer after the game was tied at 1 apiece. She was really pleased with the response, how well worked the goal was. Celie Strawn, the youngster, getting to the back of the net and giving the team the juice they needed to find all 3 points in that one. Those are the kind of goals that you really like to see at the end of the season, too, when you know adversity is going to come your way at some point in time. Jamona working her way forward. Now it's Haugen. Sends in the cross. Over on the left-hand side, available, but not able to really bring it in nicely. Sydney Nasello doing her best to bring that one down. If I'm Dallas, I'm trying to keep my eyes on Nasello as much as possible. Scored the 1 goal to respond when going down 2-0 against Spokane, and then drew the penalty that would then get Tampa their 2nd goal in that affair last weekend.
And Nasello, one of those players, she loves going one-on-one at defenders.
Be quite the dangerous prospect out wide. Tamara, we just saw a moment ago with the ball. Similar in that regard. Keene Uses some physicality. Keane still going. Squares it across to Jamona. Jamona takes a shot and it just drags wide. Jamona begging for that pass, finally got it. Couldn't put it on frame.
And we need to get that pass, that delivery earlier. Too much time on the ball here by Keane. She's got to send this across. Get it out now. Split all those defenders. Jamona was sitting there waiting for that pass, waiting forever to receive that ball. It's got to be quicker, especially against this Dallas defense.
Always like to emphasize clean sheets not being solely a goalkeeper's stat. Madison White leads the league with 9 of them, so that's both her and, of course, that back line who have say in that one. So like you mentioned, gotta be a little bit quicker and more decisive if we're gonna best this unit. Go. That left touch line blasted back in by Bassett.
It's a nice ball. Just has to be a little wider to the right flank.
Lovely combination. Jamona pushing through. Jamona denied by White. Second effort. White claims it.
White showing here exactly why she's first in the league in clean sheets, able to shut down this one-on-one. Great ball by Tosh Flint, though. What a nice split of the defense that was. She plays this well, right? As a keeper in this situation, you got to get down, make yourself as big as possible, a big bear, and that's exactly what she does, and is able to save that ball from going in.
Clawing that opportunity away from Carly Jamona. Now 2 great opportunities early on in this game for the midfielder. Yet here we stand at 0-0, 10 minutes in. This game, of course, supposed to happen yesterday, but some storms, weather in the Tampa area, obviously offering some complications, and here we are. It's a beautiful sunny day, so worked out nicely.
And one of the things the Super League really stresses is the well-being, the safety of the players, and that's exactly it. As a professional player, you don't want to fly in the day of a game and then play that night. Yeah. Your body's just not ready for it. It'll lead to injuries. It just doesn't make it fair competitively. The league office recognized that, and I think made the correct decision.
Listro, tap this one back to Haugen.
Take your space.
Haugen, nice find inside. Jamona couldn't best the 2 defenders.
Dallas needs to figure out their defense very quick. They need to close those gaps down. Tampa Bay just exploiting the space.
Macello, and a lot of dribbling here. And look, Jamona again, but couldn't bring it in.
Jamona needs to be ready for that ball every single time. I mean, no one's marking her. Nobody's even near her. She has 7 goals, 2 assists. How are you not marking her? How are you not tighter to her? She will go at you one-on-one. You cannot give her this many opportunities.
I gotta have that eye on that scouting report. This is not just the Tosh Flint show. There are a ton of dangerous weapons on this Tampa Bay side. I mean, yeah, case in point. I mean, between Jamona, Flint, Fla, I mean, you've got so many different players who have proven consistently that they could score, and then the list doesn't stop there for players who offer dangerous prospects. Here comes Keane. Keane on the left-hand side, rifles it! Oh, it's a tight angle blast! Hannah Keane smashes it home!
How did this ball even make it in on the near post? I mean, there is no space there. It is so tight. Talked about them dribbling and taking on their defenders. one-on-one, and look at that. I mean, she roofs it.
I mean, you've got to admire the audacity. Hannah Keene, we were just saying, we listed some of the usual suspects, but Hannah Keene, that's just her second goal of the season, but I mean, look, she can do that. That's crazy.
I mean, she just laced it top shelf.
From Sacramento, California, coming over from Australia last time, playing with Western United. In her 2 years there, she scored 23 goals and also had 8 assists. So, not unfamiliar with finding the back of the net by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, that's tough, right? It's tough to get it by Madison White. Guess she's going to be staying at 9 clean sheets, it looks like now.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, wow. I mean, just the power behind that shot and just to lift it at that angle.
I think the way this game has started is really exemplifying the mentality. I'll hold that thought for just a second. Tamara doing some work, couldn't ultimately win that battle. Paige knocking it away from her. I mean, despite a frustrating result out in Washington, this Tampa Bay side, we're focused on this match. Denise Schulte-Brown said, they're all pros. They know they played well in that game and just got a little unlucky. That's football. You throw it in the garbage and move on. Not to mention with how big this game was, they really needed to focus in on the next matchup and not get too focused on what has already happened as this ball's popped up, but ultimately over the head of Ubogu. Listro rolls it up ahead. Hinson, excuse me. Brooks will knock that one back. Anna Davison in the lineup, but Marcello trying to create problems. Flint not letting Abiadoun get off easy.
Flint's such a strong player.
Enter the Prinks Tires Tailgate Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $3,000. Scan the QR code on screen to enter today. What would you do with $3,000 just off the cuff?
Invest it?
Invest it? You're being smart. I'm sure someone out there would just buy a really nice watch or something. Float way off target.
I tell you, I like this offensive attack that Tampa Bay has come up with so far in this game. I mean, just firing on all cylinders, multiple chances as we see Snyder here being put into the starting role today. Orcus on the bench. Not sure if those pink cleats match with the orange of her goalkeeping kit.
Well, if they're the cleats you like, then you got to rock with them. But just her second appearance and her second start of the season. Last being back in March 29th against Brooklyn. 25-year-old getting the look in this one. This is a Tampa Bay side that is feeling really good about the way they're playing at this moment. Meanwhile, for the Dallas Trinity, despite sitting up ahead of Tampa in the standings, they still feel like they're trying to find that peak going into this final stretch of the season. Holly McDonald mentioning that the availability has been changing, which has challenged them to find that consistency. But as these pieces return, they're hoping they can hit the top of their form right when they need to.
I think both coaches kind of said similar to us. Both teams need to work on their execution, right? They're getting in the final third. They're getting those opportunities. Can they finish the opportunities that come to them? Can they create high percentage scoring opportunities to make it easier for them to score?
A bad idea cutting through. Hinson giving it chase, but ultimately it's dealt with by Hendricks. Two very dangerous teams. Denise Schulte-Brown said that who capitalizes on their moments will be a big question in this one, as Bolt looks to make an opportunity here. Still loose in the box. Hinson loses it. Shot deflected away. Flint is able to draw some contact there. Flag goes up.
It was nice gang defending there by Tampa. All players behind the ball, not allowing any shots off. And you get a deflection, you get a block. Keep it away from your goalkeeper.
Minutes into this one, Tampa Bay Sun not only have the lead, but they've been the more impressive side throughout, generating chances, done well to suffocate any opportunities Dallas has created. Ball bounce all the way up to Schneider. Ultimately, Dallas Hill will be thankful for that interaction. Bravery, a big thing that Pauline McDonald said about what they're going to need in this game. They need to be prepared to be brave and to play their possession-based style. I think the most important thing she said was on the defensive end, we have to match their intensity. And as we've seen so far in this one, this Tampa Bay team is bringing the heat.
They really are offensively. And they're still not even making crisp and clean connections with their passes. Jamona, I mean, she's just had the ball at her feet.
On the field will be a Tampa throw. Always a challenging battle when these two teams played. On McDonald saying that the group was excited for this fixture, which I think was a sentiment that both sides shared. These are all competitors, even though you could just talk about the stakes and how important this game is standings-wise. These players are all competitors who want to play against other good teams, and case in point, these are two teams that are great.
Oh, definitely. You know, we talked about the parity of the league. Anyone could beat any team on any given day. And these guys, these two teams just being at the top for most of the season. And it's just interesting to see how teams are in form and at what part of the season, right? We saw Brooklyn come off to such a hot start in the beginning of the year in the fall season, and then they kind of fell off. Carolina, I feel like, has been consistent the entire season, which is why they were the first team to clinch.
Another opportunity brewing here for Tampa. Nacello took that one early. Not sure if that was the right move to make there, especially with an option in the middle of the penalty area too.
And is it me, or are they just not making the right decisions, right? They're not necessarily the wrong decisions or bad decisions, but Tampa Bay, you want to see them make those more crisp passes, those better connections right there. She caught White off the line, but yet you still had Jamona open on the other side, so I would go with the higher percentage scoring opportunity.
Situational awareness, always so key and crucial. It's worth mentioning, though. We as the Peanut Gallery can say all we want. It is the most difficult portion of the game to get right.
That's why I'm retired.
Oh, yeah. That's why we're wearing the headsets. But the point still stands. Abiadoun. Really a bright spot in that game against Lexington last weekend. Ooh, that was a dangerous decision there from Listro.
Oh.
And that changes the complexion of this game entirely.
Definitely does.
And worth mentioning, a challenge like that, I mean, that's going to get you a red card, and this is kind of a momentous occasion in USL Super League history. This is the first red card ever issued in a Super League match, and it's the captain, Jordan Listro.
It's harsh, but it's the right call, right? I mean, you can't, anywhere in the game of soccer, can you bring your leg up that high to try to receive the ball. I understand Listro was not doing it on purpose. She didn't see the player come from her backside, but why would you just stick your leg up that high?
I mean, this is also in the middle of the field, too. This isn't even a bouncing ball going into your penalty area where
it's
you're
not a bicycle kick.
Yeah.
It's not. Wow, this is a game changer, an absolute game changer, right? So mark this down, right? Tampa Bay up 1-0, having the momentum, having lots of chances, just crushing it in the offensive third. All of a sudden, 26th minute, a red card for your captain, and the first red card in the Super League.
Wild stuff taking place here.
And Listro just didn't even see Brooks coming through the ball. Like, I understand that. I completely get that. I just don't know why any player would want to, unless they were going for a bicycle kick or a scissor kick, something in the box where they would want to put their leg up that high just to receive the ball. You're not going to get a good touch. You're probably not going to be able to control it, and it's very unprofessional.
Yeah, it's a situation where, like you said, it's not like Listro is trying to stick studs into the head of
nothing malice
Brooks,
by it
right?
at all.
But there's not many reasons or explanations why you're going to put your boot up that high, and you've got to be aware of that and present about that in a game. Wow.
So let's see if this changes the momentum, right? If you're Dallas, now you're like, okay, I feel like Dallas is almost playing numbers down, because that's how much Tampa Bay was getting in the final third and making those passes and getting through their defense. So now you're like, all right, let's find the gap. Where can we be numbers up now to take Tampa Bay on?
Adjustments certainly to be made by both coaches. And this being, of course, already a unique game in the history of the USL Super League. So what transpires for the next 60-plus minutes? We're delving into the unknown here.
See Snyder stepping in here. she may have to come up bigger than she thought this game now, right? She's going to have to get some big saves now that they're going to be numbers down for the rest of this game.
Well, not even just make big saves, but they might need to have her feet on the ball now more.
Come out, be the sweeper keeper a little bit. You know, luckily they're up 1-0, right? So it's not like you're in that dire of a situation, but we also know how Tampa Bay gets as well. They tend to let in a lot of goals.
Well, the one thing that we've been waiting on is when was this game going to happen where a player got sent off. Tampa Bay, unfortunately, this season may be one of the most likely parties to do so, having been a side that has been a bit guilty more often than others for a little bit too much physicality. And you see there, over 300 fouls. Tamara couldn't get that one by Page. Nasello.
That's really a key stat, right, that comes into it. It shows how hard Tampa Bay plays, how aggressive they are. Flint, obviously, one of those strong players. 312 fouls conceded, and now the first ever red card.
So they're just now tuning in. A dominant opening 25 minutes from Tampa Bay Sun. And although they created a lot of great chances that they couldn't put away, Hannah Keene takes maybe one of the lowest percentage chances they had and smashes it home. But now Listro sent off with a straight red card, of boot up way too high. And now we get to see what these two teams are made of character-wise. Offside flag goes up. Tamara trying to get that run in from behind. They've been looking in her direction a lot in this game. Scored her first goal last weekend.
And Dallas usually does look to play through her on that right flank. They like to get her up, involved, sent forward, use her speed, her pace. But what she's done in other games before last week, she's been crossing it in, putting those balls across the goal mouth. Last week, she was able to get her first goal.
Schneider. Lobbing that one well up the pitch. That'll be a foul. And we'll see if the ref reaches into the book. That will be a yellow card.
The home fans wanted a little bit more there.
So Sierra Hinson with her second yellow card of the season.
Just late, caught her behind. Unnecessary there. That's always the worst as a forward, right? As an attacker. When you get the ball, you accelerate, you think you've gotten and made it by the defender, and all of a sudden, bloop, right from behind, both your legs are taken out.
I always love explaining to those who maybe are less familiar with the sport of soccer and they talk about players going down to the ground and maybe taking too long. You got to think about the distance these players run. I mean, you're running a marathon and then suddenly you get your feet swept out from underneath you and you hit the turf. That is not a nice feeling, especially if you're not anticipating it.
Yeah, and that's the worst.
We're going to get our first corner of the game. The Baldwin Group is the proud presenting partner of the Tampa Bay Sun corner kicks. Protect what's possible. That'll be Flint on the service. Bending it in. It's not fully dealt with. Now it has been.
Awkward save there by White. She didn't know whether she was going to catch it or punch it out and kind of slapped it down. But luckily it was out of the box.
Whistle's blown. Another set piece opportunity brewing here for Tampa Bay. Well, when you're down a man, set pieces are a great opportunity to try to find the back of the net. It just takes some excellent execution. And it's a little bit less dependent on having equal numbers to your opponent.
Exactly.
It'll be Vivian Bassett, the defender, to provide the service. Tosh Flint looking to try to put that one back in, but her boots started going up high there. I was already holding my breath. Hold my breath.
Wouldn't surprise me if she did a scissor kick or a bicycle kick.
9 goals this season. You know that she's got a deep bag of tricks.
And she's just been in great form lately. She just seems to get better and better every game. She's so strong, technical, high work ethic. Tampa Bay having to throw the ball back now, go all the way back to reset with Schneider.
Jamona poking it ahead, chested up by Flint. Keene rolls it to the outside. Nacello chasing it down. Up against Bolt. Still Nacello. And that'll roll out for a goal kick. Select the official match ball supplier of the USL Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Tampa Bay being down a player, you don't even really notice it right now.
No, not right
at
now.
all. I mean, they're still able to move the ball, and I think that's key, right? I always say if you're watching a game and a team feels like their number's up, that means they're moving a lot without the ball, right? They're supporting each other. They're moving more than the opponents are, which opens up that space. And especially now, a man down, you have to let the ball do the work.
Dallas trying to put numbers forward now, though. This one serviced inside into a lot of traffic. Could have gone anywhere. And a foul will mean that Tampa Bay is out of the woods for now.
And you can see defensively what Tampa Bay is doing, right? Anytime that ball is in around the box, they're going to get numbers behind the ball. No shots, nothing reaches Schneider in goal. Get the deflections, get the blocks.
And I think this really shows what Denise Schulte-Brown feels about her side. She said that we found a consistency in our style. 5 games in a row. They've played well. And they feel they've really hit their stride. Now it's about fine-tuning to each opponent. How do you adjust your approach depending on who you're matched up against? And she told us that her side's a team that creates more chances than their opponents game by game, and they just need to put them away now. And she said, not only does she feel, but I think the numbers back this up, they've got some of the most dangerous players in the league. And we've seen some of them showcase that danger here. And when you're at the point where you're no longer trying to get your own play style right, but you're just tactically adjusting for what your opponent's gonna bring, you're in a good place. Ubogu, and that one deflected. It's cleared away by Bassett. And About 13 minutes since Jordan Listro was sent off with a straight red. First corner kick of the evening for Dallas. Haven't been able to test Sydney Schneider yet here in this match. This could be a good chance to do so. Tamara got up to reach that, but it was going to be a tough task to bring that one down to put it on frame.
Yeah, it was a really high ball, high cross in off that corner. And Tamara got sucked in a little bit. Someone, whether it's her or another player, just needs to bend their run, get there further out on the far post for those long corners.
Sydney Schneider. Put this one back into play here from South Brunswick, New Jersey. Dallas pushing ahead once more. Ubogu, tap it back. Feeds it to her left. Hinson drags it across the center. Had options waiting. But Tampa Bay were there first. Jenna Walker, the center back for Dallas, gets things going in their direction once again. Lancaster sends it inside. Nothing doing for them.
Nice ball. Gosh, Flint just doing a great job holding it up, sucking in all those defenders. Then she's able to dish it off to the open player. And again, what's happening, right? It's those players moving off the ball. That's what's opening everything up for Tampa Bay.
5 minutes to go here in the first half. A game in which Tampa Bay have been very impressive. And Haugen tried to roll it forward, but not gonna connect. Had a lot of space in front of her, so.
I think it was a bit of a miscommunication there with Haugen. But again, does Tampa Bay look a man down? I mean, they really don't.
The question will be, will that question have the same answer in the 75th minute?
Yeah,
the
exactly.
80th minute?
When you're doing that much work, that much running off the ball.
Right. Here's Brooks. Rolls it out to the left for Palomo. She'll float this one up. Made some contact with Thornton, but not substantial contact. Haven't said her name a lot yet, Allie Thornton. Obviously, when you're scouting out this Dallas team, you circle her name in a giant red Sharpie.
I mean, we haven't seen much individual performance from any of the Dallas players at all. They're just kind of flat. Nobody's really standing out.
Nacello on the opposite end. Sydney Nacello cuts inside. Still Nacello lays it off. Couldn't be put on frame. A brilliant opportunity for Tampa Bay. But Jamona couldn't make the most of it.
I love this speed, this pace, and an even better touch into the middle. Even though she doesn't get a shot off, she's shifted everybody over, and now the ball is sitting in the center of the goal, which is so hard for a keeper to cover all of those angles.
A prime opportunity down a player for Tampa Bay. A sigh of relief for all those Dallas Trinity fans, and for the players, of course, as well. Now, there's a watch party happening at Community Beer Co. So for all of you Dallas fans there watching, hope you're having a good evening so far. Heard the first pint's free for anybody wearing Dallas Trinity gear. So
I'll be right there.
Yeah, just put on the shirt, get out there. Of course. Also, of course, be sure to tip nicely.
We like to say is fans in the wild when we see them outside of the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Wearing their Super League jerseys.
We're going to get another yellow card. In the busy first half for Alex Beeler, our head official. I'd say he's been decisive, though, and has made the calls necessary in this one. And he's about to go issue out another one for some complaints. Looks like an assistant getting into some trouble.
He's definitely been busy. He's been reaching in his pocket today. Look, we know Flint's a strong player. I'm okay with that call. She's aggressive. It's fine. There's no problem. I think she gets it for the dissent, talking to the official. Obviously, it's frustrating. Tampa Bay has to be frustrated with that original red card. And as we see there, assistant coach getting one as well.
Now, as we approach 45 minutes, a free kick. It'll be Chioma Ubogu, who was behind the dead ball. Ubogu places it in nicely! A sliding effort. Wasn't clean contact. Sydney Schneider able to get that one into the breadbasket.
And this is what we're going to see a lot of in the second half. These balls in. And Amber Brooks, we haven't said her name a lot either. A diving effort there, but unable to get her toe on it.
Their closest shout to goal so far in this one for Dallas. Abiodun, lovely ball to the right-hand side. Good touch as well. Limping service, glanced away, and a corner kick ensuing for Dallas.
Dallas still attacking on that right flank.
That one nicely made contact with it,
Yeah.
just couldn't be put on frame.
Nice soft service in. Dallas unable to capitalize on it.
Another good opportunity. Just not quite clinical enough on the set piece. Some bright moments from those dead ball situations. But can they be that ounce sharper to truly test Sydney Schneider? Re-emphasizing just her second appearance this season. Flint gets up for that one.
Tell you, there is someone I would not want to go up for a head ball with, and guess what? It is Tash Flint. I will not. She is so strong in the air.
You have to have a level of fierceness to you
Yeah.
to go up and be a consistent winner in aerial duels. Flint has that in spades.
She has the height, she has the strength, she has the ability. I mean, just such a great player for Tampa Bay this year. 9 goals so far.
Keane pops this one up. Nacello tries to get a nifty touch around Brooks. And that'll be where the half concludes. Tampa Bay, very impressive in the first 45. They found the back of the net to make it 1-0, but then a twist in the tail. A red card to the captain, Jordan Listro, means there is a lot of questions still to be answered here from Riverfront Stadium. So far, they've been up for the task, but there's still a whole another half of soccer to be played.
And they look good, even playing a man down for half of that half, a quarter. They're still moving without the ball. It's opening up. They're getting these offensive chances, and they're still misconnecting a little bit, but still looking good. You're bringing up a good point. Are they going to be able to keep this effort, keep this high intensity, especially up top, going for a full more 45, being a player down?
Well, both teams will go into their dressing rooms, and certainly some adjustments will need to be made as we get 45 more minutes on the docket. And with that, we now do have a halftime interviewee here, and it's our goal scorer, Hannah Keene, is on the mic. Hannah, I'll start off with this. What a fantastic goal you scored in that first half. How often have you been able to score something like that in training?
You know, every now and again. It's been a tough road coming back after my injury, so I knew we had to start hard, and it was my first start in a very, very long time, so I just wanted to give it my all, and I'm glad that I did. And it's been a lot of work this first half, but we've got 45 more to go before it's done, so we can't stop yet.
And 45 minutes remaining, you're now a player down. What do you guys have to do defensively to preserve this?
You know, we got to be patient, which is not something we love to be, but you know, sometimes that's the way it goes, and we just got to do our best. We got to talk, we got to communicate so well, and just work our butts off.
Well, you got 45 more minutes of working your butt off, but it was a very impressive first 45 minutes. Hannah, we appreciate you taking the time. We're going to step aside now for halftime. When we come back, we'll have some great discussion across the USL Super League. Your halftime score, 1-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Sun. One more break to go, and then we will have our thoughts here. But again, 1-0 after 45. We'll be back in a moment.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Launches this ball and finds the winner. Oh, what a play! It's a bending effort.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Make this spring the season of you with a bedroom refresh from Ashley. Discover our latest styles starting at $499.99 to transform your bedroom into a serene retreat you'll never want to leave. And get 0% interest for 60 months when you buy in store. Plus, renew your sleep with a new mattress. Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic collection starting at $799, featuring precision fit coils arranged right where you need them for targeted support night after night. Only at Ashley.
Once again, Tampa General is named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay and one of the nation's best. This year in cancer care, diabetes and endocrinology, ear, nose, and throat, gastroenterology and GI surgery, heart and vascular care, obstetrics and gynecology, orthopedic surgery, and urology. Tampa General. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it.
We're back here for halftime at Riverfront Stadium. A day later than scheduled, but it looks like the halftime performers were still able to make it work, much like our two teams here this evening. Mark Schoenster, Christine Hubert, with you here on Peacock 1-0 after 45 minutes. Look, we've talked about how much parity is in this league, Christine, and DC were able to get the job done thanks to Gianna Gorley.
Gianna Gorley, she's such a big boost for DC. Transferred over from Fort Lauderdale, she is just thriving with them. Even though we're eliminated from playoffs, they're still getting wins.
Every Wednesday, listen to USL Super League Game Week, a deep dive into all things Super League with hosts Marion Crowder and Anna Whitty. Follow along all season on the SiriusXM app.
The Carolina Cent have clinched a playoff spot, plus we break down why Spokane has been so strong this spring, and our advice to the Brooklyn players.
Not only that, but stick around for the State of the Union for Fort Lauderdale United, and we're joined by Audrey Harding, winger for the Carolina Cent. She talks about all things wedding planning, her ideal off day, and some of her game day superstitions.
Certainly a lot of things to talk about in the Super League, and we've got a lot to break down coming up in the second half here between the Tampa Bay Sun and the Dallas Trinity. 1-0 after the first half of action. What drama is in store for us on the other end of this break? We'll have the highlights, the stats, and most importantly, second kick is not too far off in the horizon. We're back here on Peacock. Here are the first half highlights between the Tampa Bay Sun and the Dallas Trinity. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you here. A lot of chances generated early in this one by Tampa Bay.
They really did. They were just on point in this first half. Here Hannah White comes up. Great breakaway save, and then she's able to get this second save as well. But it wouldn't be too long before Tampa Bay is able to strike. And Keene taking players on one-on-one. And this, just rifle from her foot in the top shelf, beats Hannah at the near post.
Hannah Keene, just her 6th appearance of the season, smashing that one through. Then in the 25th minute, the historic occasion, Jordan Listro, way too high with that boot, gets a straight red.
And this is what it is, right? Excessive force, a fully extended leading leg, and a high degree of danger. That's what led to the red card.
Well, that's a big stat that you won't see on the stat sheet here, of course. 1 red card for the Tampa Bay Sun, 10-11 for the next 45 minutes. You see here, and you look at these numbers, some of which pretty even-handed, even though Tampa Bay Sun certainly looked the more quality side, generating opportunities going forward. XG would suggest the same thing, though. Just 0.6 versus 0.49 in favor of the Tampa Bay Sun. With that, though, we're going to step aside when we come back. 45 more minutes of high drama coming up next on Peacock.
Here's question 1. Who's the mascot of the Tampa Bay Sun? Who's the mascot of the Tampa Bay Sun? Here, 1, 2, and 3. You gotta take the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So late. There's 3 winners right here. So 1, 2, and 3. All right. Question 2. The answer is Soleil. Soleil. You guys do it. Let's do it. Let's go to question number 2. Between the two halves in a professional soccer match. How long is the break between two halves in a soccer match? Professional. Yep. You and you. Ready? On the count of 3. How many? 1, 2, 3. The answer is 15 minutes. 1, 2, and 3. That is correct. What are the 4 main positions in soccer? 4 main positions in soccer. What are they? 4 main positions. 1, 2, 3. The answer is forward, midfielder, defender, and goalie. Yeah. I got you guys as well. Final question. When a defensive player commits a foul inside their own penalty area. When they commit a penalty in their own area, what's it called? Penalty kick. That's correct. So right here. Congratulations to all our remaining winners. The answer is a penalty kick or a kick. All right, Tampa Bay Sun fans, you guys ready for the second half? Let's go, fans! Let's go!
We're back here at Riverfront Stadium. 1-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Sun, but it's 11-10 on the pitch for Dallas Trinity FC. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you here on Peacock. We're ready to get this one going in the second 45 minutes. Now all we wait for is the go-ahead, and we've just received it from Alex Beeler. What do these two teams have in store? What kind of adjustments will these two sides make? Well, we have two of them already, both sides making one change personnel-wise. First off, for the home side, the goal scorer, Hannah Keene, is stepping out, and Cecilia Flutt will step in. Meanwhile, for Dallas Trinity, Julia Dorsey on the back line stepping in for Jenna Walker. So those will be some very visible adjustments, but we'll see tactically how these two teams change their approach here. Service into the 18, cleared away. Once again, this being a historic game now in Super League history, the first time that a player has been sent off in a match. So what does that mean for these two sides, and how will things unfurl here in the second half? For the 20 or so minutes after the straight red in the first half, Tampa seemed to handle it fine. But as you give chase, you keep working hard, you start to feel it in your legs a little bit.
You'll get the fatigue a little bit, but proud of what Tampa Bay did to end that first half. I mean, it didn't look like they were a player down at all. And none of that, they were still high pressing even.
Yeah, we'll see how much or how long that pressing continues here in the second half. How does Pauline McDonald's side change their approach on the attacking end? Henson will take it back. It's Henson again.
And we know Dallas likes to possess. Now can they start breaking lines with that possession? I'm sure that's one of the things Coach McDonald talked to them at halftime.
Breaking in the other direction, the substitute, Cecilia Flutt. Over in the left channel, not a lot of places to go with it. The two substitutes going at it here. He's able to play it. Here's a bending effort, off target.
Fresh legs going at it in the corner.
How about Paige making her way all the way up the pitch? Madison White conceding that goal in the first half. 9 clean sheets this season, won't be reaching 10 here this evening. But her name still may need to make an impact in this game.
And I think she'll be disappointed the fact that it was the near post, but that ball just came off of Keene's foot so fast, so hard, and at such a tight angle that you wouldn't even expect it.
I mean, as a goalkeeper, you kind of have to anticipate the shots that you would expect a player to be able to make. Pressure from Flint. Not a little bit more questionable than perhaps the initial impression would be. He's certainly not going to slow down despite the player disadvantage. Now in the other direction, Lancaster tried to knife that one up. Ubogu, bouncing ball inside, not fully dealt with. Tamara got her boot on it, but not much else.
I have a feeling it's going to be a long second half for the Tampa Bay defenders. Dallas is going to be throwing players up. They have to look to accelerate on these counterattacks and look for those number up situations.
We're here at Riverfront Stadium. 6 wins this season on a home turf for this Tampa Bay side, looking to make it 7. Head coach Denise Schulte-Brown had so many complimentary things to say about the venue. Mentioned the ownership has done a great job making the stadium accessible. I mean, it's in a beautiful spot. And you talked about it. Take a ferry ride over from your favorite restaurant to see a soccer game at sunset. I mean, that's I mean, talk about a great Saturday or Sunday.
And downtown Tampa is so much fun with so many different restaurants and pubs and bars. And now all of a sudden you throw a soccer stadium with women's professional soccer right in the middle of it. Why not?
Great way to spend your weekend.
And we're looking at all the fans that are here now. Don't forget, this game was scheduled. All the performances, everything, a kids clinic, everything was scheduled for last night, right? But with the ruckus of Dallas getting out of Texas, now they just did different promotions and they're still able to get a lot of people in the stands today.
That speaks a lot about the team here in Tampa as this shot's played towards goal. Knocked away by Schneider. It's the first time in this match she's been called to action.
And we said she's going to have to come up with a big save, and this is exactly it. I mean, she's able to reach that, and look at that. Perfect example of the art of flying by the goalkeepers.
Sydney Schneider spreading her wings there. And now a corner kick for the Dallas Trinity. Palomo lofting that one towards goal, ultimately harmless.
I'd rather see them get the players up forward, get numbers up. Again, you want those high percentage of scoring opportunities. You're a man up. Like, why are you going to shoot from 35 yards out unless she saw Snyder off her line or whatever it was, but I don't think that was the case.
So Dallas, as they try to find an equalizer and potentially a game winner being up a player, if there's anything they've been this season, they've been a second half team. They've been very good in these 45 minutes from 45 to 90. Really looking for a couple more here.
That's an important stat. You know, knowing that the game isn't over, they're a man up, they're a player up right now, and they tend to score more goals in the second half than the first half.
Set piece chance here for Denise Schulte-Brown's side. Longtime coach in this area, having coached for the Bulls of South Florida.
Referee saying bring it back. He never blew his whistle.
Got to get the go-ahead. Can't blame players, though. I mean, I imagine sometimes you just get so focused and locked in on the game.
At this point, Tampa Bay wants the clock to tick off.
Lovely service, headed away from goal.
Much better ball the second time.
We'll take the second chance. And once again, a recap. Hannah Keene with a tight angle blast in the 13th minute. Capitalized, which was a very positive start to this game for the Tampa Bay Sun. But then the captain, Jordan Listro, gets sent off, which changes the way the match is going to look going forward, but Tampa were able to handle it for the first half. And now here we are, about 10 minutes into the second. Sydney Schneider has been asked to make one big save. How many more will Dallas challenge her with? Jamona just stronger there.
Jamona trying the speed move that doesn't work.
So we're gonna get two more changes for Pauline McDonald. First off, Sierra Hinson, who's on a yellow card, will step out. Jenny Danielson will sub in. And then a super sub of sorts, Celie Strawn, the The 17-year-old subbing in for Tamara. Strawn subbed in last game and got that response goal after they conceded just moments prior. And Pauline McDonald was super complimentary of Celie Strawn.
Yeah, how great is she? 3 goals, 2 assists, just a youngin'. One of those academy players, right? And USL really focuses on this on the men's side and the women's side, getting the pathway to pro, and she's a perfect example of it.
If you're good enough, you're old enough. A phrase that has been said by several coaches. And some pressure here. Shot towards goal. It's Allie Thornton, but once again, Schneider's ready.
And that was a good no call or play on by the referee. There was a foul right before that. Let it play on, so Thornton's able to at least get a shot off. I'd like to see her accelerate just a little bit more. She has to cut off at least one of those defenders so she can get into goal.
Strawn able to win it back. It was played forward for her.
It's a nice idea, just unable to connect.
That goal she scored in that Lexington game. Exemplary composure is how Pauline McDonald described it. And not a moment too soon to retake the reins, control that one. And should have a similar effect on this game. That was a match where if you're controlling for so long, you have a 1-0 lead, and then you see it slip away, and the wheels could fall off there. And then in comes the 17-year-old scoring moments later, providing that calming presence that it's all good, we got it.
It's a lot from a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Shows a lot of maturity.
Not sure that's how they drew it up, but worked out there for a moment for Dallas. Chance to wind up. Now Thornton. It's a taken away.
Nice stick on defense there.
Well, this is another spot where being a player up is going to help you thrive. Collecting those clearances, just having another body out there to get the second chance ball. And just continue to apply pressure and wait for the seams to open up.
Still really don't see Dallas dominating like they should, being a player up.
What will it take to unlock this Tampa team? Strawn floats it in. A deflection for a moment causes you to hold your breath.
That could have been a lot more dangerous than what it was. Tampa Bay knows every second is just going to count, right? Even if it gets her teammates just to catch their breath for a second before they start their forward attack.
Yeah, I think that's even the more important part here because, I mean, we still have another 30 minutes in this game. You don't want to start counting minutes now, but like you said, every second, every moment is a chance to just
get a breather,
recover, and get ready for the next push. So much of being down a player, coaches will tell you that it's about what are you willing to sacrifice. As this one slips through to Ubogu. Ubogu lets it fly. Sydney Schneider is able to claim it.
And if you look, right, it's Tampa Bay getting those numbers behind the ball yet again. And that's what Dallas hasn't quite figured out, right? So they have to move the ball east to west, and they have to play it quicker. They can't wait for all of Tampa Bay's defenders to get back behind the ball. Transition a little bit quicker. 1-2 touch passes, break those lines, and get forward.
So 2/3 of the way through this one. Hannah Keene still the difference in this affair. Brooks. That one poked away for a moment. Amber Brooks, one of 4 players left in the league that is contending to be an Iron Woman this season, has played every minute.
It's just an insane stat. And Amber Brooks knows it. She does not want to come back. We haven't mentioned her name too much today. She hasn't been that stud like she normally is. I don't know if she's getting a little too caught up defensively just because Tampa Bay was going forward so much in that first half. But she's the one who usually serves the ball into those outside flanks. Haven't seen too much of that yet tonight.
That hasn't been fully dealt with. Had to hit the emergency button there. Ball sails down for a corner kick. The majority of possession is eking its way more and more to the right side of this pitch as the minutes wear on. Ubogu. Her service doesn't make contact with anybody inside the penalty area. How about that pressure? Haugen just being a fiend there.
Nice little battle.
Stay up to date with the USL Super League. Sign up for the Super newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at uslsuperleague.com/newsletter.
And this little break here, this will give Tampa Bay a few moments to catch their breath as well.
It's impressive seeing the amount of pressure some of these Tampa Bay players are applying despite what's being asked of them defensively. It's already such a handful to defend down a player, but then to also be throwing out that press as well. I mean, that's some heck of a great conditioning.
And you look at some of the games, what Dallas has scored, right? 6 goals that they're scoring in a game, and yet Tampa Bay has kept them to 0 goals, playing a man down.
Chance brewing here, Strawn across the middle! And it's still claimed by Schneider. It got messy inside the 6, but the goalkeeper able to read it.
This is a great job splitting the defenders, getting behind the defense, and Strawn sending a good ball across the box. Schneider just there. I mean, she's able to corral that ball. If she doesn't get a hold of that, Thornton's right there to poke it in.
Sydney Schneider was last with the Chicago Stars in the NWSL. Although she doesn't have a ton of Super League experience yet, she is by no means an inexperienced goalkeeper. Has gotten looks with the Jamaican national team. Has played in some big games in that regard, so this isn't some green player getting the opportunity to make some big moments between the pipes.
And she looks good tonight too, right? She's confident. For someone who hasn't started a lot of games, she's out there, she's controlling the back. Doing a great job so far, coming up with some big saves.
Ball's kept in play. Strawn hands it up ahead. So we're gonna get 3 changes now for the Tampa Bay Sun. Parker Goins in for Sydney Nacello. Jordan Zaid stepping in for Paige. And then last but not least, the debut for Gabby Provenzano, who will be stepping in for Jade Moore. Provenzano, last having been with the Portland Thorns, was acquired earlier this week, has only gotten to practice with the team for a couple of days. And now she's getting the chance to step in and help this team hang on here, up a goal but down a player. Provenzano, 25 years old, from Sargentsville, New Jersey.
And we wondered if we were going to see her today, and now's her moment to shine.
Can play on that back line, can also plug into the middle of the pitch, and perhaps she may need to do a little bit of both here. Everybody has to chip it a little bit extra. So, cards are on the table for Denise Schulte-Brown. This is a game that this Tampa Bay team are looking forward to because, oh, hold that thought, Strawn right down the center, has to hold it up. Strawn plays it out wide to Thornton. Thornton, one-on-one. Cannot get it by, and well done by Schneider, preventing the corner kick.
What a smart heads-up play there by Schneider. You know, this was all set to go out for another corner kick, and good man-to-man defense here. Yeah, you know, I think new USL referee rules there, so it won't be called a handball.
The natural position argument.
Natural position of the arm.
Brooke Hendricks, though, one-on-one with one of the most dangerous players in the league there. That takes some courage. Tampa Bay, though, Denise Schulte-Brown saying, this game sort of feels like redemption for us. Dallas has been a thorn in our side. So they want to play them. And she was happy that they're going to get the chance to take them on here at home. Worth reminding, this is the fourth meeting between these two teams. So far, Tampa Bay have been unable to best the Dallas Trinity.
There's some bodies flying everywhere here for both squads there, and that's another late challenge coming in.
So far in this inaugural season, 2 draws and then a win for Dallas in the series. So all the games, well, 2 1-1 draws and then a 2-0 win at home for Dallas back in December. Dallas got to find that finishing touch. Pauline McDonald telling us that we haven't had a lot of consistency week in and week out, and these players are still trying to build relationships on that attacking end. It's definitely difficult if your personnel is continually changing to figure out what your teammates' tendencies are, where they like to occupy, what kind of runs do they make. Here's Jordan Zaid playing it centrally. Not out of the woodwork yet.
And this is where Tampa Bay has to be careful. If they're going to go forward, they're giving Dallas a numbers up opportunity to counterattack and transition. This is exactly what we're seeing right here.
Ubogu across the center. Won't get by Schneider.
Great one-on-one action going on here. Schneider, I mean, she just looks so comfortable in goal. Comfortable, confident. She's taking this team on her back.
Here's Jamona. Bumped off the ball by Abiadoun. Good work tracking back for the Loney from the Washington Spirit.
And how many chances is Jamona gonna get? I mean, I feel like she is right there. Just the ball, just a bad touch here and there, but I feel like she should have 2 or 3 goals this game.
Yeah. Lancaster trying to get that up ahead to Thornton. 20 minutes to go. It was the 25th minute when Jordan Listro was sent off. So we are nearing 50 minutes. It's about 45 up to this point. Player goes down. Our ref won't have it.
Yeah, tough one here. I mean, he definitely thought about it for a minute. Shoulder to shoulder here. I'm fine with that no call right there.
That's two players going at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Shoulder to shoulder. You know what? And again, I don't feel like Tampa Bay is playing a man down. It's almost like it's even on the pitch right now.
Playing with a level of moxie. So for those unacquainted, by the way, Jordan Listro sent off in this game for a straight red. She not only obviously can't play in the rest of this match, but will be a one-game suspension as well with that red card. So their next game, which will be on the road against Lexington, she will be unavailable for selection in that one. It's pretty significant when you're missing your captain.
Especially when you're in 5th place trying to get into 4th place.
Yeah. Of course, they could do wonders for their standing. They can hold on to this result. Of course, that is a big caveat with still 18+ minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're looking at Tampa Bay having 36 points sitting in 5th. Brooklyn, with their win last night, has 37 points. And then Spokane, with how they've played and how many goals they've scored these past few weeks, is sitting in 3rd. Carolina already clinched, like we talked about. They have 46 points. Probably going to look at them clinching home field advantage maybe next weekend. And then Dallas, as we see here, is sitting with 40 points in 2nd place. So still have a lot of jostling, right, in those top 5, 6 spots. Carolina can definitely exhale. They actually went on a run where they were just tying as well. So we see the standings up here. Carolina clinching. Dallas in 2nd with 40 points. But look at this. 40 points, 39, 37, 37, and 34. I mean, Fort Lauderdale, with the way that they're scoring and the offensive threats and players they have, a few games up, they could end up in 2nd place.
Yeah, and they still have a game in hand over every other team that's still in the race. And we've only got one more month of action here, so, I mean, most of these teams, I mean, it's 3 or 4 games left to go. These matches, so much importance on every point you can acquire. And on top of that, there's also some other fun races, of course, with a little less consequence, but certainly still high honors. The Golden Boot race, I think it's just phenomenal. First off, the season Allie Thornton is having, but also the fact that there are 3 separate players for this Tampa side that are all in the conversation.
We have 4 players in the game right now that are going for Golden Boot. And you've just kind of watched it all season, right? The up and down and where everybody's going, who gets on a drought, who gets on a hot streak. Yikes.
That could have been disastrous for Dallas. A sigh of relief for the visitors. So that will mean a corner kick ensuing for the home side. The Baldwin Group is the proud presenting partner of the Tampa Bay Sun Corner Kicks. Protect what's possible. Tosh Flint will provide the service. A gifted set piece here. Headed away by Lancaster. Take 2 potentially. Never mind, Deborah Abiadoun had other plans in mind. Potentially a transition moment now for Dallas. Just a little bit stunted on that pass. Whistle will blow and a substitution will now come in. But frustrating for Dallas there because this is going to be a change for the home side. So it's the end of the evening for Tosh Flint, and in comes Andrea Hochstadter.
Flint had such a solid game today. She's so strong, great at holding the ball up, helps out defensively, but is also able to get forward.
Hochstadter from Iceland. Step in and look to see this one the rest of the way. And now a change for the Dallas Trinity. Gracie Bryant making her entrance for Abiadoun. So Bryant, 24 years old, star from TCU. So trying to keep that Texas magic going here for Dallas after a wildly successful career with the Horned Frogs.
And this is a good offensive change for Dallas, right? Bryant likes to go in. She's a midfielder, but she's going to make those forward runs.
When it comes to finding that finishing touch, Pauline McDonald said it's about communication, it's about variation. There are many other factors as well. They're just looking for that flow. She said, look, it's the most difficult part of the game to perfect, finding that finishing touch, finding that last decisive pass. Zaid over in the right channel, rips this one inside. It couldn't be kept in bounds. Deflected out for a corner kick. Watch out when you're behind the goal. You're always in the splash zone. The Baldwin Group is the proud presenting partner of the Tampa Bay Sun corner kicks. Protect what's possible. It'll be Vivian Bassett now taking over corner kick duties with Tosh Flint going to the bench. Dipping service. Tricky one. Madison White couldn't get her hands on it.
That was almost an Olympico, right? That almost went right into the goal.
Bryant just checked into the game, plays it up. Quick throw and chested out. Dallas trying to push the tempo here. Ubogu lost it, cleared away.
Whoop, splash.
Yeah, that
Splash into the river. Where's the river taxi? You got to pick up a ball.
Break out the fishing net. Yeah, those select balls are too nice to just let go. Davison. That one drifting towards goal. Too close to Sydney Schneider. Stay informed about all things Super League. Visit USLSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into the league. Always some lovely tidbits to be found on the Super League site.
So we see Schneider going down right now. I don't know, Cramp. There's our USL Super League president. Amanda Vandervoort has just done wonders, not only with this league, but with women's soccer across the world. What she has done with UEFA and on the US Soccer Board as well.
Donning that orange credential over there on the left side and what looks to be a floral shirt.
Stop texting us, Amanda. We're trying to watch a game.
Yeah, we got to keep our eyes on the prize here. We're focused on the match. Always nice. So with USL headquarters right nearby, a chance to check out a game. And this one's been an entertaining affair, to be certain.
Those teeth will grow in, buddy. Don't worry.
10 more minutes to go plus stoppage time. Sydney Schneider slow to get back up. She has been brilliant in this one so far. And as you've emphasized, not only has she been brilliant, she has not looked out of place even an ounce. So, for those who maybe are getting in here late, this is a game that in the first half, Tampa Bay were asking tons of questions, and then Hannah Keene provided an emphatic answer.
It's exactly what it was. Emphatic, just a laser off of her foot in the upper top of the net. Madison White not happy with that one going near post, but I mean, it's just a tough one to stop. That fast, that quick off of her foot.
Marking her way back from injury. Had a pretty great impassioned conversation with her going into halftime. Working her way back to full 90 match fitness. When you can score like that, you're going to earn yourself some more minutes. Although, it is hard to break into the starting lineup on the attacking end for this Tampa team.
Yeah, I mean, imagine just adding another goal scorer to this squad. And that's what Keene's becoming.
Competition's what you want, though. If you're a coach having sleepless nights about how you're going to construct your starting 11, then you're in a good spot. Strawn whips this one across.
We've seen a lot of those long crosses, just nobody there on the back post, especially on the corner kicks. I mean, it's got to be go time now for Dallas, right? I mean, you know there's going to be a lot of extra time, right? We've had some injuries, there's been tons of subs, but you're looking at probably at least 10 minutes right now left in this game for Dallas. They need to pick it up. They need to pick up the pace and accelerate out of transition.
Sense of urgency needs to go up a couple ticks. Sure, they're in second place right now, but there's still a couple games left, and there are a lot of teams, including Tampa, that are not too far behind, who would love to not only, of course, make the playoffs, but also have a home game in the playoffs. So, of course, the top two teams get to host their games, and first place gets the 4 seed, and second place gets the 3rd seed. So not only is making the playoffs, of course, obviously important, and that's paramount, but also who you're playing and where you're playing them. I mean, that's going to be massive. I mean, we're talking about teams that have been very good playing at home, and so that could be the difference. Hey, how are we doing?
There we go. A wave to the crowd.
A woman of the people.
Like you said, the USL office is right there in Tampa. Such a great spot and a great time meeting everybody there in the office. You just sit there, kick a soccer ball around, and talk soccer all day. What could go wrong? But Tampa Bay, I mean, defensively, to shut out Dallas, playing almost the full game, a man down, is just absolutely amazing.
Certainly impressive, but it can all come undone very quickly. So we are going to get another personnel change for Tampa now. In a usual situation, this would not be an available substitution, but given concussion protocol, safety is paramount. Carly Jamona will be allowed to sub out of the game, and Ashley Clark-Lemieux will step in. Do not want a player who is already under risk of a concussion and then take another ball to the head, or even to just collide with someone in an aerial duel. That can sometimes be even worse. Lofted ball into the 18, ultimately fruitless.
We talked about Amber Brooks and her services in. They just haven't been on point today. She's such a quality player, though. She brings so much to this Dallas team, so mature, controls the midfield.
Haugen. Able to knock that one away. Now it's booted further up the pitch. Now earlier I said that you don't want to be counting seconds just trying to get to the finish line if you're Tampa. Now you're at the point where you can start counting those seconds, counting those minutes. Every clearance is a moment closer.
And it's not like they've packed it in at all. I mean, they're still putting pressure from their forwards.
Ubogu. And that one escorted out. It will be a corner kick. Low-driven ball, a hit to the head for Haugen. She's down. And immediately the ref waves for assistance. That one had some punch to it.
That was an Amber Brooks service in, just taken to the head, and immediately she went down.
First and foremost, you hope Haugen is all right. The second order of business is that the only available player on the bench is Ashley Orcus, having already made a concussion sub.
Stadium looking on with a little bit of concern, but Pauline McDonald and crew, they're definitely gonna have some extra time to deal with, but they still have to pick up the pace a little more. Start throwing players up. They're okay. I mean, if they were to equalize and get a tie, still get a point, I think that gives them enough safety, but Tampa Bay really needs these 3 points.
Tampa fans tense, trying to break up that tension a little bit. Victoria Haugen had some bright moments in this game, provided some much needed clearances. So she's walking over to the sideline. Once again, to reiterate, hoping Haugen is feeling all right, not seeing double. But it looks like, at least for now, and maybe for the rest of this game, it might be 11v9.
Put Orcus up top. Put her up at the 9.
Probably got to find a jersey for her.
There's got to be an extra one somewhere. Go to the pro shop right there.
Contact and a free kick incoming for Dallas. Quick whistle from Alex Beeler, our head official. Strap in, folks. We've got 8 more minutes of this one.
8 minutes for Dallas to try and get an equalizer.
It is currently 11 v 9 right now on the pitch. Ball played in centrally, headed upward. Haugen's been waved back into the game, which is great news for Haugen and also great news for Tampa Bay. Back to just down 1 player. A red card from Jordan Listro back in the first half. All the drumming necessary here for the home side. You gotta muster every last ounce of energy you've got. Can they hang on? Meanwhile, for Dallas, can you find that moment, that one quality moment you need? Lancaster rifles. It was ever rising.
Schneider saw it coming. She was able to react to it as it went over the crossbar by Lancaster. I tell you, these last few minutes, everything from Tampa Bay, high and wide. Kick every select ball into the river. Get it out of the stadium.
You want to be booting that one to Orlando. Flutt. Double team, loses possession, is able to knife it away. Here comes Tampa Bay. And this one, off the right post, stays in bounds. Oh, Ashley Clark-Lemieux, so close.
And she's pounding her head. Just goes on the outside. I mean, tough angle for her to go as she's hitting it with the inside of her left foot, which is going to bend away from the goal.
Just fractions away from putting this one away. But we still remain at a 1-score game. Dallas still have a chance.
It was so close to Clark getting that goal.
Flag goes up for a goal kick.
And this is where it comes from, right? It's Tampa Bay. They're able to steal it from the midfield, and they counterattack so fast. And on the flip side, we're not seeing that from Dallas at all, right? They're a possession team. They're knocking the ball about. This is not the time to knock the ball about. You have to go forward. You have to be fast. You have to be furious.
Couldn't be kept in play by Haugen there. Strawn tries to take your advice there, quickly throwing it in. Lovely play back to Dorsey. Once again, cleared by Tampa Bay. Each clearance met with an even louder applause. Bogu. That one's still up. And a collision was rather chunky inside the penalty area. All players get back up. Schneider doing what she needed to do to kill as much time.
Every second's counting right now. And Schneider's done a good job with that.
And I can crate off a couple more seconds with some hang time. Service sent in by Thornton. Hawksdaughter ejects that one. 3 more minutes. Time becoming more and more valuable. Just 2.5 to go. Hannah Keene with the lone goal. It has been 65, no, actually at this point, it's been 70 minutes. 70 minutes plus since the red card from Jordan Listro. And here we stand.
Just absolutely amazing. If Tampa Bay is able to keep this shutout, being a player down almost the full game, and what they've done to keep Dallas off the scoreboard is just miraculous.
Not many moments left in this one. Ubogu. Had that pass intercepted by Jordan Zaid. And they are doing well, playing that game along the touchline. Camping in the corner now for Fluh. One more allocated minute. Tampa Bay priming themselves to hop back up the standings after seeing their position drop after Saturday's affairs. Brooklyn fans, Fort Lauderdale fans, Spokane fans, all hoping that maybe Dallas has got one more gasp in them.
Dallas has probably never had so many fans before cheering for them.
And they are just taking the bite out of this game in these past 2 to 3 minutes. Masterful work from the home side. But there might be just one more opportunity. And that'll do it. Tampa Bay with a fierce performance. Down a player, no problem for the Sun. 1-0 your final score.
And you can just see how exhausted these players are, leaving everything out on the pitch. Just a great defensive effort to shut out a hot Dallas team. A player down.
So with that, this is where the game ends, but this is not where our show ends. We're going to step aside briefly. When we come back, we'll have our post-game thoughts and a post-game interview. We'll see you on the other side.
On the 24th, we'll be walking
back here. And we're back here at Riverfront Stadium. 1-0 your final scoreline. The Tampa Bay Sun. A resilient 1-0 victory against the Dallas Trinity. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you here on Peacock. And we are joined by the goalkeeper, Sydney Schneider, getting her first USL Super League clean sheet. Sydney, what did you love most about your team's performance in this one?
I mean, honestly, our work rate and just our belief in each other. We were there, we were grinding. I mean, as you know, we were down a player, but we just grinded it out and we're there for each other. And yeah, our work rate.
You were a player down almost the full game. How did you keep everyone in back and everyone on your team organized and on the same page?
I mean, it just took a lot of communication, a lot of discipline, and I mean, we did that, so I'm proud of them.
Well, Sydney, this just being your second start this season with the club, you're stepping in a big game here. What can you say about the coaching staff, your teammates, for them being able to help you have the comfort that you displayed in this game for 90 minutes, having to step in here?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just them having belief in me, me believing in me, and just all having each other's back, and that's all we can ask for. So that's the support we need for anyone to step in, not just me.
Well, Sydney, go ahead and celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations on the clean sheet. What an impressive performance.
Thank you so much.
We thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
With that, here are your full-time highlights from what really was an impressive match from the Tampa Bay Sun. Starting off, of course, with the opportunities that they generated, and then Hannah Keene putting this one away.
Yeah, she just really crushes this one in the back of the net. Not much Madison White can do, but that just starts this Tampa Bay as they just were an onslaught of offensive opportunities. And then this is the big moment, right? A red card, straight red for Listro. It's excessive force. It's a fully extended leading leg, and a high degree of danger leads to Tampa Bay playing a man down most of the game.
Well, that meant Dallas were going to get more opportunities on the offensive end, but they were going to have to come up with something special to beat Sydney Schneider. But Schneider was up for everything that was asked of her.
She really was. I mean, so clutch, such a wall in between the pipes today, was able to save so much and was so cool, calm, and collective all night.
And late in the game, nearly a chance to put this one to bed. Ultimately, it wouldn't make a difference in the final result. Tampa Bay able to see this one through, but they would have loved to get that second one in there.
And Tampa Bay never took their foot off the gas. Even being a player down, they were still putting on that offensive pressure and trying to score.
And here are your full-time stats. As you would expect, the numbers starting to peter in favor of Dallas Trinity in the shots department. But, I mean, like you said, 5 shots on targets to 4 for Tampa Bay. Despite the disadvantage for most of the game, they never stopped being aggressive.
And Dallas, they kept possession. Unfortunately, their possession did not go forward, did not break the lines enough to get a goal.
Well, going into the game, they were in 5th place. Welcome back to 3rd place, Tampa Bay. That's just how tight it is in the league this season, and that's just another reason for you to be locked in on every single Super League match we have here in the month of May. Check it out on Peacock. Every match so important to how this picture develops by the end of the season. With that, we are at the end of our show here on Sunday. I mean, what a great time. We had to wait an extra 23 hours for it to get started, but boy, was it a classic for our entire broadcasting crew. For Christine Huber, my name is Mark Schoenster. We thank you for tuning in and watching. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening. Your final score, Tampa Bay Sun 1, Dallas Trinity 0.